I wanted to kick it off by acknowledging someone I found out was a childhood idol. We have a picture.
Yes, that was like the main reason I picked up drumsticks.
I loved that so much because I was such a fan too growing up. And we're both born, I believe, 1975.
Yes.
And you have kids. Yours are older though.
Yeah, so I have 3 kids. I have my youngest daughter, Alabama's 15. My son, Landon, is 17. And then my oldest daughter, Atiana, is 21, who I've raised since she was 2 years old.
And yeah, my kids are almost 7 and almost 9, and this is such a tricky time for kids that age with school and a year long of homeschool.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to think of the positives that we get to spend so much time with them and kind of like not worry about the hustle of taking them to school and bringing them back home from school. So that's been really, really awesome, just by default. And then just taking this time to like learn something new or like thrive and kind of dig deep. Like I started producing a ton during this time. So there's just been like blessings upon blessings that have happened during this time as well.
Being a producer, I think that, I believe that I'm still around because I got involved behind the scenes. Did you think like that? Was it conscious, or did you just love what you did and knew so much about it that you, like, what was your catalyst for wanting to take on more?
For me, I obviously was like really into playing the drums and being the best drummer I could, and it was constantly practicing, but I felt like I always had this longing and this desire to help arrange the music or not have a bridge. Like I was always so active in giving my input and all that. And then that really, really came to fruition when I was in Blink, and Enema of the State was our groundbreaking album that really was an essential album for us. And I think that was the first one I got to write and help arrange and really be a part of the songwriting. And that from that point on, I knew that was something I wanted to do. And I had like a talent besides just playing drums.
Well, then there's another side of it where you're like, okay, I am this thing. I love everything about it. I live my life through it. But then you grow and you change and you want to get involved. And I love branding. I love advertising. I love creating things. And so there's also more than not only so many things in one aspect, there's more than just the one aspect of people. And you have started this wellness line, Barker Wellness. And will you tell us about it? It's beautiful, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I love vigorous touring and that schedule of playing 6 to 7 shows a week for, sometimes 15 weeks at a time. Recovery became like a big issue for me. Just figuring out, does Epsom salt baths work? Does cryotherapy work for me? Does CBD work for me? And I just started really, really experimenting with it all. And I found that CBD was like a big, helpful recovery tool for touring and just recovery after exercising. And 2 years later, Barker Wellness was born. I just basically did it because I was using all this product, and it was so helpful. It was life-changing.
I wanted to ask you because you do just have such an incredible attitude. I feel like, I don't know, I just relate to you in a lot of ways. We've both been living out there, with our lives sort of like open book style, having kids, reacting to that as parents. Do you, I'm also like a Doberman with my kids because of my upbringing. How are you with your kids with your advice of having them be out there or not?
So my kids have been touring with me since they were 2. So I think I can't protect them from everything. I can't shelter them from everything. All I can do is kind of, show them what doors I walked through and what worked for me and what didn't work for me. And, protect them and guide them as much as I can.
I love your answer. And I read a note that your lovely lady wrote to you saying, we may destroy each other. And I was like, oh, that's so hot. And I think my love note might be like, can we just get to bed early? And watch a
So,
movie.
yeah, I would prefer the opposite. I would prefer to, kind of go in a blaze of glory, like a ball of flames.
Now I'm dating again. I had a weird question, and if you're not comfortable talking about it, forget it. But I wanted to ask advice, which is like, if you date someone and you have children, do you think it's better to date someone with kids and then they'll understand your life, or say it doesn't matter if they don't have kids, then you can like have fun adventures and just like, kind of get out of that mind frame?
So I've done both, like
Yeah.
up until now. Like I would, like date girls that didn't have kids, and I find it kind of hard because I think they would have trouble understanding, like, well, why don't you want to go to dinner every night with me, or why don't you want to see me every night? And now I'm, spending time with a woman who's like a great mom, who's like a great friend, and you don't have to worry about any of those things. It just comes natural. It's like a maturity thing.
Yeah.
And I also really like missing someone and cherishing the time that I spend with them instead of, every day being with them, or especially in the beginning of the relationship. I think like missing someone's so important. Yep.
It's so true.